Perception is reality. And when it comes to personal branding, we want to create a perception around our business of how we want others to view us, whether it's our products, our services, or even ourselves. So in this video series, I'll be going over small tips and tricks that you can use to increase the perception, to make your business look more legit or even a little bit bigger than it actually is, especially if you're a solopreneur. So let's just jump into it. What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to today's video. And if you're new here, my name is Jonathan Moore. I have a visual media company. I'm a creative entrepreneur, and I like to make videos like these for other creative entrepreneurs who are trying to build a life on their terms and get it how they live. So if that sounds like something that you're into, feel free on checking out some of the other videos on my channel and even consider subscribing. So as I mentioned before, in this video series, I'm going to be talking about tips and tricks that you can use to create a perception around your business. This is all going to be personal branding, and all these tips and tricks are going to be cost effective. So they're either going to be free or at very low cost, but they can bring you back a major return. So the two resources for today's video is going to be creating a website and creating an email. Now, I know that these things may seem like cliche. It seems like everybody should have a website, and of course, who's not using email? But stick with me for just a second. Like I said, in this video, we're going to be creating the perception that you are more legit, or that your company is maybe a little bit bigger than it actually is, especially if you're a solopreneur. For this particular trick that we're going to use, you're going to need a website. The reason that you're going to use a website is because this is going to be one of the first parts of your branding. So the first step that you're going to want to do is you're going to want to create a domain name. Now, hopefully the domain name is the same name as your business, but if not, just try to get as close as possible as you can to it. The reason that you're going to want to have a website is because people just feel like you're more legit when you have a website. And here's the funny thing, even if you don't have any content on your website, maybe it's just a coming soon page and it's just a little landing page, where you can collect people's contact information. It just makes you appear more legit. For whatever reason that is, I don't know. Now, here's the caveat when you're going about getting that website name. You want to make sure that you purchase your website name through a domain name provider. Websites like GoDaddy, Bluehost, or there's a couple different ones out there, but you want to make sure that you buy your domain name first. You don't want to go through a website builder, which is something like Squarespace or Wix or Weebly, because they will buy the domain name, and then if you ever wanted to move that website to have it hosted on a different platform, it could be problematic trying to get your domain name back. So first things first is you want to buy a domain name, but make sure you buy it from a domain provider. And here's the thing, guys, domain names are pretty cheap. I mean, they're anywhere from 10 to 20 bucks for a year. So it's well worth it to have it. Now, once you got the domain name, the next thing that you're going to do is you're going to create an email account with your domain name. I've talked to a lot of different business owners, and one of the things that they told me is that whenever they receive an email from somebody, and if it's just at like johnny127@gmail.com, they don't take it as serious as if it was johnny@yourcompanyname.com. It's a small little psychological tip. It's like a little ninja thing, right? It's just by them seeing your name and then at yourdomainname.com or yourcompanyname.com, it just makes you seem that much more legit. When you have your name tied to your domain name, which is your company name, it just comes off as like, oh, this person is for real. Whatever it is, they got something real going on. It's not just some random person with a random email address reaching out to me. So let's dive a little bit deeper into the email name. So when you have your name set up at yourcompanyname.com, you can either do this through a couple of ways, right? So for example, you can buy it through G Suite, where they charge you per month and you can set up your email address and have all the G Suite things that come along with it. Or you can use other service providers like Microsoft Outlook, I believe it is. They can set you up with a custom email name. Or if you don't have any of those things, but you do have Gmail, you can set it up where people can email that particular email address, right, that you just created with your domainname.com, right? And it'll just forward it to your regular everyday Gmail. But in order to do this, you have to own the domain name outright, because you're gonna have to go into the back end and create a few settings that is gonna have it where if somebody emails that particular name, it'll forward it to your everyday normal Gmail. And the great thing is that even when somebody emails you and you're replying, you'll be able to have different settings in your Gmail where you can choose to reply from your new custom email address. Now, I know these two tips didn't seem mind-blowing, but they're really powerful on a small psychological scale. When it comes to personal branding, you want others to view your company and your business in a certain way. And these small little tips, super cost-effective, can create a huge psychological impact. So that's it for me today, guys. That's today's tip. Hopefully you found this video useful and helpful. And if so, give me a like and drop me a comment. Let me know where you guys are at on your creative journey right now. And for all my people out there who are trying to build a life on their terms and get it how they live, this is your man, Jonathan Moore, and I'm signing out. Peace.